Hello there. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening in from. Please interact with me on the comment section and let me know where you're listening in from, if you can hear me, and obviously get to know each other, where you're from, and what are your expectations from this live video today, and I'll be more than happy to interact with you. I do already see Push Daily there. I see Okiki for real. And yes, welcome once again to the first live video in 2024. Honestly speaking, if you're listening to me either on YouTube or on X or on Facebook, welcome to this live stream. I do hope that I can be able to do this live streams more often throughout this year, and obviously to answer your questions, because there are quite a lot that come in, whether on my email, on my DMs, on my social media handles, and I do hope that I can be able to answer all the questions to the best of my knowledge. So a little introduction here. If you're new to this channel, my name is Induta Wambura, and I am a study abroad consultant, and I do hope to always answer questions about moving abroad, studying abroad, having been an Erasmus Mundus grant holder myself and completed my master's quite a bit of time ago in 2017. And so I am very conversant with the process of Erasmus One and the process of moving to Europe in quite a number of countries there. So if you are interested in getting this information, please allow me to give you some tips and insight here and there. I want to put a disclaimer already right there, is that I'm not an immigration lawyer, neither am I an immigration agent. So I don't process visas, I don't process passports, I don't process any process for anyone. I pretty much give you all the information that you need to know ahead of time before you can begin any type of process, before you can begin any type of visa process, or trying to move to a certain country to study or work. So this is a huge disclaimer, because I've had quite a lot of questions about visas and all these kind of things, but this is not something that I can do. So this channel is wholly for information purposes. And if you check out several videos that I have done on this channel, they are 100% about some information about moving abroad, studying abroad, what I know, what I've gathered from friends. So welcome. My name is Rita. Please let me know where you're listening in from. What do you want to learn from this live stream? I do see quite a few people already joining. If you're joining in from Facebook or from YouTube or even from X, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or hi there. If you're listening much later after this live has been recorded, it's going to stay on YouTube. So please make sure that you can always subscribe on YouTube as well, and let me know if this information has been of use to you. If in case you do need some more clarification, I'm happy to answer all the comments, all the questions that come along. So please make sure that you do not leave here with a question, and I'll be more than happy to interact with you. So welcome. Let me know where you're listening in from and interact with everybody. Honestly speaking, I am grateful that I am able to actually come back to this channel and do these live videos, because it's been a minute since, and I'm happy to always interact with the community that I have built on this channel. So I'm grateful for that, for sure, 100%. So one thing that I will begin is I will actually, have two sessions in this particular live video. And one of the sessions, the first session, will just be able to give you information about moving either to work or study in Europe in 2024. Okay. And this is perhaps information that you have already seen on this channel. Maybe it's a video you've already seen, but it's just to give you tips and insight on how to do the process and what to start thinking about already. And then the next session, I will definitely answer some very, you know, questions that have been asked forever and ever and ever and ever. So please leave your question if, in case you have a question right there, and I'll be more than happy to answer the question and interact with you as well. So let me know whether you can listen to this, whether you can hear me or not, and so that I can continue ahead. Now, one of the things that I obviously want to speak about is if you would like to move to study or work in Europe, the first thing that you need to answer is whether or not you have an international passport, because having an international passport is the first gateway pretty much to move to any country that you have been dreaming of or you have been thinking about for such a period of time, for such a long period of time, maybe, or a short period of time. It could be that you've been trying to find yourself in a different country for such a long period of time. And so one thing that you have to notice is that you cannot move to a different country if you do not have your international passport ready. And usually international passports can take a bit of time to process. Sometimes it can even take 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, depending on the country that you're in and depending on the type of bureaucracies that you have to go through. If you are perhaps, for example, I'm from Kenya, and sometimes they have taken quite a bit of time to process the passport. So this is something that you need to think about ahead of time. So what is the status of your international passport? Do you have your international passport? If it's a yes, then this next information is definitely for you, because from there you can be able to move ahead and make decisions on where you want to move, what type of movement do you want. Do you want it for study? Do you want work? Do you want an internship first? What exactly is it that you want? So if you're listening to this right now, you can obviously type on the comment section and let me know which country you've been hoping to move into. I will put a disclaimer that on this video, I will not answer any questions to do with Canada or the US or Australia or any other part of the world, because I'm not as familiar with that. I'm only familiar with moving into Europe. And if you're listening to this and you're wondering, so Europe, well, Europe as a continent, yes, and I'm talking about the 27 member states in the EU. And if you have made your own search already, you would possibly know these are the likes of Germany, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and so on and so forth. So you possibly already have known which country you would like to move into. So the first thing that you want to do if you are making this decision to move in 2024 is to answer the question asked. What exactly do you want to move and do? So if you are thinking of moving and you're wondering, okay, so what exactly is it that I want to do, is important for you to think about. Okay, I want to go and study. I want to go and do some work. So if you want to go and study, what course are you looking to go and study? So if, for example, you're thinking about moving to study your undergraduate or your master's or your PhD, then it's about time to start researching and seeing what are the available courses. Are you moving as a self-funded student? This channel is obviously for scholarships. However, if you would be able to afford to study and self-fund a program, then this is also something that you can do. So the first thing that you want to answer yourself is, which country is it that I want to go and study in? And do I want to do a self-funded program, or do I want to do a scholarship? Now, I guess the one thing that you obviously want to know is, if, for example, if you are going to do an undergraduate program, then the undergraduate program would perhaps maybe, if you want to check out some undergraduate scholarships, for example, you can check out some of them that are in Hungary. You have to check the requirements that they need for undergraduate students and see whether you meet the requirements of those of any of the universities in Hungary. And again, I know that Hungary usually gives scholarships via the government, for example, in Kenya, and you can check the Stipendium Hungarian that is always open every year. However, do your research and see, what are the terms, how long does the program take, what type of study do you want? Do you want an undergraduate, or do you want to have a master's or a PhD? Depending on what you want, then do your research in that direction. Okay. So So that is one of the things that you really do want to have. I'm sorry for my connection. I guess I had gone off for a minute, but I hope that the connection is good. If you are listening to this, please let me know if you can listen to me loud and clear, and whether the sound is clear and everything is clear, so that we can move forward. I mean, always when I do live videos, some, a connection can go wrong, or, something can go wrong, and, so yes, I can see you guys. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay, everything is clear. Thank you so much. All right, all right. Okay, great. All right. So as I was saying before, is in the first place, once you have completed the process of getting your international passport, the other thing that you need to answer yourself is: are you moving to either study or work in the European continent, and which country are you willing to go into? Remember, all the 27 member states are actually, countries that do not have, they're not English speaking countries, in other words, rather. So if you're looking to move into an English speaking country only, then you would possibly perhaps be moving to things like the UK or the US, Australia, and so on and so forth. However, if you're moving into Europe, then you need to realize, first of all, that each of the 27 member states will have their own official language. And so it is very easy to actually learn the language. Believe me, if you are into it, it's easy to learn the language. Sometimes some of the languages can be very difficult. But what you want to look into, if you're actually going to study, is whether your program is offered in English, or it's offered in the official language of that country. So if it is offered in the official language of that country, then are you able to actually start learning the language? So, for example, I know, like, several people who moved into Germany, and they have to do a German course ahead of time so that they can get ready. And once they go into Germany, then maybe some of the courses are actually German, others could be in English, depending on the type of course you're doing. It could be a master's course or a PhD that is actually in English. However, you still do need the German language so that you can be able to move along. If you're coming to places like Portugal, I know, like, some undergraduate courses which are only taught in Portuguese, while others, maybe masters or PhD, could be taught in English. So this is something that you need to think about ahead of time. And then again, if you're moving as well to work, then you also need to answer the question asked: is the place I'm moving in to work, can I use English as a working language, or must I use the local language for me to be able to secure a job in that particular country? So these are some of the things, some of the insights that you have to think about ahead of time before you can, decide that this is exactly what I want to do. And on this live video, I will definitely share some options that you could have, and so that you can, get started. I know we have quite a good audience, good number of you who are here because of Erasmus, others who are here because they want work, others who are here because they want to possibly utilize the job seeker visa, or come into Portugal in via the tech visa or the D7 visa, and so on and so forth. I've had quite a lot of questions about that in the recent past. So I will tackle each and every one of these on this live video. However, I do have quite a lot of videos already on this channel, which you can check out and follow through and maybe get some insight and get some tips on how to get your process started. So do well to check out those after this live video, obviously, so that you can be able to know and understand exactly what I mean. So I do hope that, once you get your passport, if you're listening to this just now, you have your passport, you've made a decision whether you want to go to move into Europe, whether to study or to work. You've started doing your own research into which country would be the best for you, because not each and every one of the countries that you've heard people have moved, maybe you've heard people moving into France or moving into Germany or moving into any other country, Italy, name it, and they have been successful. You can move to any other country and be successful, because it's really dependent on you and your journey. Because it's not about, what you've heard, the hearsays and all these kind of things. You have to experience a place by your own, so that you can make the right decision whether it's something for you or not. So in the first place, I will tackle the question about the scholarships in Europe. So one of the programs that is very, very crucial and dear to my heart, because I did this program, is Erasmus. And I know we have quite a number of people who are listening to this because of Erasmus Mundo's joint master's programs, I should say. So if you're hearing this for the first time and you have so many questions about it, Erasmus Mundo's joint master's programs are fully funded scholarship programs only for masters, and they are usually funded by the European Commission for a period of 2 years. So this is something that you can take advantage of. And to give you a gist of exactly what I'm trying to say, I will just present my screen really, really, really quick, so that you can be able to understand exactly what I'm trying to say. And so I have talked about this for quite a long period of time. So this is the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters Program Catalog. And if you can see it, please let me know in the comment section. And the thing is about Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters programs is that they usually open between every single year, between October all the way to maybe February or even March. It depends on the program, because right now we have some programs that just signed in the agreement with the European Commission. And so that is the reason as to why we have 218 programs on this particular catalog. So which means that, we have newer programs that even just opened for applications. So if you see one of the programs here that is still open for applications and you can be able to apply for it, then this is your golden chance to apply for it. I know some of them which are still open. So for example, I will give an example. So if you see this catalog has 218 programs. And it doesn't mean that all of them are actually open right now. Some have closed for applications until this year, once again, when they will open sometime in October for applications for you to begin your studies in the following year if you are successful. Okay. So if you check this catalog has 218 programs. And what I would want you to do if you're interested in this program is to navigate through this catalog using your computer and not your phone. So you should see the first phrase, rather, if I may say, it's a phrase or the name of the program really. So for example, this one is Emerald Master in Georesources Engineering. So that's the name of the program. And ideally, these programs have their own main website by the European Commission, where they tell you exactly what the program is about. And right down below is the acronym of the program. And next to the acronym of the program is the main program website, which is the official program website, which is where you should be applying for these programs and not any other place, not through an agent, not through any other entity, not through the government, not through the university, and so on and so forth. So you have to be very keen on this, because this is a question that has been very recurrent, whether you need to go through an agent, whether you need to go through someone or a university, or someone needs to maybe recommend you. No, you can do it by yourself. So for the 2 years, usually for Erasmus, you would find yourself going into various countries. So, which means because it's a mobility based program for the 2 years, so which means that for the first semester, you go to one country, for the second semester, you go to another country, for the third semester, you go to another country, and then for the fourth semester, where it's your thesis semester, you can choose to go back to any one of the countries that you went to before. Okay, so I hope that makes sense because there's also that aspect of mobility that is always asked about. What's the mobility like? Am I moving from one country to the other every single month? No, it's usually per semester. And this is dependent on a program. So you might find one program having maybe just a minimum of two countries, other programs having three, others four, others even five, depending on whether they have an internship as well. So this is something that you have to be very keen about because it's very program dependent. The deadlines as well are very program dependent. So just a quick, show of exactly what I mean. All right. So I will just click on one of them. So for example, this multi-phase systems for sustainable engineering. So this first line is actually the program website by the European Commission. So this is embedded on the European Commission's website. And this is just to tell you how long this project is going to be running. So for example, here it says it's running from the 1st of October all the way to the 30th of November 2029. Why is this information helpful? Is because if you're not ready to apply for it right now, due to various reasons, could be maybe your documentation, could be maybe you're not ready to move to Europe yet, then you do have that period of time for which you can be able to apply for it. And this information is very crucial because, in case, you are yet to graduate as well, maybe you have maybe like 1 year, 2 years, then you can be able to, target this particular, masters if you qualify. So where do you get to know what are your qualifications? So going back to this, like I said, right below the name of the program, there is the acronym of the program. So this is multi-phase, is the acronym of the program. Each of the Erasmus programs have acronyms, okay? So next to the acronym is where you will find the official website, which is this one, okay? So if you're looking to apply, you will not go to an agent, you will not go to someone else. You will apply everything online for free. You don't have to pay anyone. Okay. So this is the program website. And once you come to this program website, what you need to do is read through exactly what are the requirements, what are the deadlines, what are what is the program? Is the program for me? Is it for someone else? Maybe you can check even the frequently asked questions and see exactly what is required. I've talked about this quite a lot on this channel, so that is why I'm rushing into this. So if you see here, we do have the calendar between January 5th, 2024, when they actually opened for applications. So this is still open, and they will close for applications on the February 29th, 2024, and they will, be able to check whether, those who applied qualify, and they will give offers, I believe, by 30th of June, 2024, for you to begin your studies, potentially usually on October or September, depending on the program. They will let you know, okay? So this is a program that could be a potential for anyone who is listening to this. And what you need to go do is to check out each and every one of these tabs right here so that you understand what is this program looking for. What is it that I need to actually meet? What are the requirements that I need to meet for me to qualify for this? So one of the things that you have to realize is that Erasmus usually is very multifaceted. So you might find that they are taking students from a wide range of studies. So depending on the skill sets that you have, depending on the background that you have, you might find that there's quite a wide range of caliber of students that are being picked up from this program. They tell you pretty much everything, and in case you have an issue and maybe your question is not answered on this particular website, you can always contact the program coordinator. And believe me, they will always, always answer you. So I do hope that if you're listening to this and you're here because of Erasmus, please make sure that this is information that you can consume. And let me know in the comment section if this is something that you're looking for. Erasmus questions are always welcome. So please let me know. Right. So I was just stopping to share my screen right there. So I do hope that this is something that you're going to look into if you're looking for Erasmus. Now, if you're looking for other programs, I will talk about other programs that are within Europe, and these are also to study. In the first place, if you listen to this live video when I was talking about, scholarship for undergraduate students that is in Hungary. So it's called Stipendium Hungarian. And usually this is advertised even by the Ministry of Education quite a lot of times. And you can also check it out if you're looking to go and study your undergraduate studies. Now, this particular scholarship is very dependent on exactly what you want to go and study. So you can study your undergraduate, you can study your, PhD in Hungary. And, let me know in the comment section, what exactly is it that maybe you're trying to study? So I will once again share my screen just to show you what I mean. So this is, all right. So here, as you can see, we do have the Stipendium Hungarican. I obviously might be saying this wrong because this is in a different language, obviously. But this is the official website. I possibly will share it on the comment section if you're looking to go and study your undergraduate. Usually, this is one of the countries that accepts students for undergraduate scholarships, and you can apply for this. And in some cases, sometimes they actually call for applications for bachelor's through the Ministry of Education in Kenya. Okay, if you're listening to this in Kenya or in any other country that you're in, wherever you're listening in from, you can check out also the Ministry of Education whether they have any endorsements that are happening. Okay. So like you can see here, you can, I think, still apply because I think their call is still open. So if you are looking to apply for this, I think you should be able to check out their call for applications. I believe it's still open and is supposed to close sometime very soon. So this is one of the programs for undergraduates. They also do have, applications for masters as well as PhDs. So if this is something that you want to do, one thing that I can tell you is that there is a lot of challenges as well that come up with this because again, like I said, this is perhaps not in English. So you might want to do your own research and see what the students are saying, those who've gone through this program, what are they saying, what type of experiences have they had, is the stipend enough, and all these kind of things that people always ask. So you need to do your own research. Now we do have other programs. For example, we have the DAD scholarships, and the DAD scholarships usually are also open yearly, depending on the type of program that you would want to go and do within Germany, or if you're looking to do a scholarship in country, it could be a scholarship in Kenya or any other African country. They do have countries that have operations obviously with the German government, and they offer scholarships. So, for example, I'm sure this is something perhaps you might have heard because DAD is very, 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 very common. I've talked about DAD scholarships on a different video, which I can share with you as well to a great, great extent, and what is available and what is open So we have scholarships for masters mostly, and also for PhDs. And again, it's for you to do your own research and see what exactly would fit for you. I will share this link once again on the comment section so that you can be able to follow through. So this is also another program that you can look into. Another program that is definitely open for applications for scholarships. Remember, this channel is very, very, very biased on having scholarships. So that is the reason as to why I am talking about scholarships mostly and not self-funded programs. However, I do have quite a lot of those self-funded programs. In any case, you can do a self-funded program in pretty much anywhere that you would like to do. So, that's the other thing. So you can choose any country within the European continent and be able to go and do your self-funded program there. It could be a master's. Mostly, you will find there's lots of them: masters, undergraduate, PhD, and so on and so forth. So this live video is basically just to give you a overview and a general overview of exactly what to look out for. So we have Orange Knowledge Program that is usually in the Netherlands, okay? And this Orange Knowledge program is once again also very much open, depending on exactly what you want to go and study. Once again, they do have short courses. They also do have master's programs, PhDs. The short courses would be for people especially who are maybe in the workforce already, and maybe you can be endorsed by your employer to go and do a short course. It could also be a summer course. As you can see on this particular website right here, we have also actually bachelors as well. We have bachelor's programs. Some, they are not as many. Honestly speaking, I would not even vouch for it because it's not as many as the master's programs or the short courses. Rather, international students would find themselves mostly doing masters or PhDs, or going on a short course or a summer course, and so on and so forth. So you would just can come onto this website. They give you all the information as to how to apply, right? So you would come onto this particular website and read through. So one thing I can tell you for sure, if you are looking to do this, it's work. It is work which you need to do. Okay, so sometimes I always get these comments, oh, can you please help me apply? But it's a lot of work that you need to do. So what I usually do is to give you all the information that you need to know so that you're equipped, because information is power, so that you're equipped and you're ready to actually go ahead and, apply for whatever the scholarship is. So once you come to this website, what you need to do is to filter through and see the master's programs. You can filter by field of study, the type of program, the scholarship that's happening, the city, any city within the Netherlands, and see. Maybe you've even heard of some universities that you are interested in. A very common one, I know I'm going to say this name wrong, but it's Wageningen. I am saying that wrong, so please don't crucify me. Yeah. So one of the very most common universities in the Netherlands is this university, and it takes quite a lot of students, international students as well. And you can check out and see what courses are being offered over there, and take advantage of it. Now, I will speak about another program that you can take advantage of for sure. And this could be, for example, you can go and do a program in Austria, and the Austrian scholarships are always, again, very much open every single year. And I've done a list of all of these scholarships, honestly speaking. So if you would want to check it out, I do have this on Twitter. I have pinned it on my Twitter. So if you're listening to this, not Twitter, it's X nowadays, X. So if you're listening to this on X, you can check out my pinned post. And I have a whole list of all the scholarships, the government scholarships that are offered in every one of the 27 member states. Okay, so please make sure to go and check that on my X. So that's that sounds wrong, yeah, on my ex, right? Anyway, I was talking about the scholarships in Austria, right? So we have the most common one, which is the OEAD, Austria's Agency for Education and Internationalization. It's a government-based scholarship, and usually you can apply for this because, again, they also are very open to international students. And it could be for a master's program or it could be for a PhD program. Again, be able to check out this website so that you can, get to see exactly what I mean. I'm going to share all the links again on the comment section. Um, Google is always going to be your friend, so you can always check out on Google. You can just go on Google and type scholarships in Austria, scholarships in Germany, scholarships in Hungary, scholarships in pretty much anywhere, the 27 member states. Okay, so these are some of them I want to speak about. Remember, each and every one of the member states have their own governmental scholarships. They also have their own, institutional scholarships with the universities. One thing that you also need to check out when you're maybe choosing a scholarship or choosing university to do a self-funded program is obviously the ranking of that university, if that is something that you're very interested in, or the type of course that you're looking to go and do. You can do your research to see. So where are the alumni of these programs? What have they done with their lives? Is this something that I am interested in? The same goes for Erasmus as well. What did they do after maybe they completed their Erasmus program? What are the chances for me? What are the options for me? Because it's not just coming to study and that's it. Or are you able maybe to go back to your own country as soon as you complete your program and maybe go and affect some change back in your country? This could be what you want to do. Again, it also could be like maybe you're coming to do your master's and you also want to do your PhD. Check if this program has the option for you to move forward to a PhD. And again, as well, the type of country that you're going into, is it the environment, is it something that you're okay with? The cold, some people say, oh, maybe the northern of Europe is too cold, or maybe the northern of Europe could be having a little bit of less social activities and so on and so forth. These are things that you have to consider because you're not just going to study in that country, you're also going to be living in that country. Okay, the bureaucracies as well, the immigration, the paperwork, the residence cards, all these kind of things. Like, you have to think about all this ahead of time. Remember, this life is basically for information purposes. And I want to move on to the next session and also talk about work opportunities that I could potentially just give you an insight about. And please go ahead and ask any question that you might have if you're listening to this on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you're listening in from, whenever you're listening in from. I do hope that you also subscribe to this channel, and so that you can get in tune with all the videos that are on this channel, as well as those I will be posting throughout this year. So help me God, honestly. So anyway, I want to talk about work opportunities, because work is also something that people would want to just, you're like, oh, I don't want to study, I just want to go and work. Okay, so there are several opportunities as well for work, depending on the skill set that you have, as well as what you're willing to do in terms of the initial job, as well as maybe you're looking to advance in your maybe tech world, or maybe you already have your own job and you're looking to move into a different country and be a nomad. There are all these options that are there within the European continent right now. So there are several schemes that I've heard of. One of them that I will talk about, that has been asked about a lot as well, is the au pair. So I've heard of people asking me about, oh, how about au pair, and what can we do about au pair? The one thing that I know is that yes, there are some agencies that actually do this in Kenya or any other country. And if you want to go that direction, then that is on you. Okay, so if you want to go on that direction and check out au pair agencies and so on and so forth, you can go for it. I will, however, share my screen right now so that you can be able to see what I mean by you can do it yourself. All right, I am just trying to get my screen up. I don't know whether you can be able to see it yet. So, okay, so I do believe that you can see it now. All right, great. All right, perfect. So, one thing that I would say for sure is you have to do your own research because there's lots of questions about, becoming an au pair. What's the age? What I know is that they do have a limit of at least 30 years old if you want to move as an au pair, and that 30 years I think should be in Luxembourg. That's where they can accept at least until 30 years of age. If you're looking to move in as an au pair and you are beyond that, then obviously there's no way. There's no way. I don't think you can be able to actually move if you are beyond 30. But if you are 30 and below, then you can come to this official website, okay, and check all the information that you do need to know ahead of time so that you can see whether this is something for you. Okay, I know au pairs are very, very common in Germany, in Austria, in Luxembourg, as well as several other countries in Austria, in the UK, and so on and so forth. So this is something that you can check, and you can check the jobs that are available for you by country. So the au pairs, depending on where you want to go, then you would be able to see what are the types of jobs that are being offered, what are, basically is usually for care jobs. Okay. So this is one of the ways that you can actually move into, and this is for work. Now, I know some people who've transitioned from being au pairs and have become nurses, for example, in Germany as well as in Austria. They have, applied to do some courses and they moved into becoming nurses and have lived in Germany for quite a bit of time. Okay, so this is another website that I'm going to share on my screen. And on the comment section, sorry, and so you can be able to check it out. It can, if it's not for you, then go ahead and tell it to somebody else. Now we have also care jobs that are also in the UK. Again, this is a very controversial topic. I've heard of people talking about being scammed by agents and so on and so forth. So you have to be very careful with such kind of information. In the UK, especially, we have care jobs as well within the European continent. So you can check out that. I do also know about, jobs in the hospitality industry. I've spoken about if you, for example, would like to go and work in a cruise ship. So this is also a thing that you can do. However, remember, this is not for Europe, okay? So cruise ships, you'll find agencies, even in wherever you are, really, you'll find agencies recruiting people to work on cruise ships. It's on very much contractual basis. So it would be maybe 6 months or 9 months or 12 months, depending on the cruise ship. I would say the most common cruise ships or cruise ships that would be very, very, I think the terms would be better, would be things like Viking, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity. These are the top notch cruise lines that you can work for. We do have also easier jobs to get, like in the MSC cruise line. We also have things like Carnivore and smaller ship, smaller cruises. Okay. And this is information that you really do have to check out for yourself. So why would you go to that direction is because if, for example, you maybe take like an MSC cruise job, and maybe this MSC cruise line is cruising through Europe, then you get to stop in various places in Europe and you can make a, go ahead and check out these different cities and make a decision as to whether you want to move into these countries. Which country would you like to move into? What do they do there? Is it something that aligns with your goals in the end, and so on and so forth? So this is to give you obviously some bit of money because you are getting paid as you work in the cruise ship, as well as going to several European countries, and you're getting to see and have a feel of the culture of these European cities, and then you can make a decision as to whether you want to move there, okay, either to study or work, depending on you. Now, there are other jobs that you can check if, for example, you're in tech. If you're in tech, and this means if you are maybe a software developer, you're a UX designer, you are, data analysts, and so on and so forth. There is quite lots of jobs that you can check out. And several countries have opened several schemes to attract tech, skills. So, and one of these is Germany. We have France, we have Portugal, we have Spain as well nowadays. You can check out, basically just go online and check tech jobs in Europe. Now, I will have a bias here. I'm going to share tech jobs in Portugal, okay? Because this is something that I've also talked about on this particular website, okay? This particular YouTube channel, not website, okay? Give me some grace. It's Saturday, and I chose to do this on the Saturday so that you guys can be able to interact with me better, and because I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere, and so on and so forth. So one of the jobs that I want to talk about here is not jobs, schemes. Again, give me some grace. Okay, so we're talking about the tech visa scheme in Portugal, which I have talked about on this channel once again, and I've had quite a lot of questions as well about this. And the tech visa program was something that was, begun by the Portuguese government a little bit while ago. And what you can do in this case is, if you are in the tech field and you're a foreigner and you are targeting to move into Portugal, what you do is to go to this website, and I will show you. All right. So this is the website. I will share it right in a bit on the comment section so that you can follow through. So the thing that you do here is to go to the list of the, I'm just checking the list where it is, the list of companies that are employing using this particular scheme. And once you check out any one of those that is applying, is actually looking for people, then you would be able to go ahead and just give me a second. That's not the one that I want to do. So you can check out this list and see which is the best company I want to work for. And once you see which company you want to work for, then you would be able to go ahead and check them out and see whether they would be applying, they would be having jobs, and you can apply for those jobs. I am just going to, sorry, give me a minute so that I am able to share this with you. All right, so this is the, okay, it's not sharing correctly. One moment. Okay. Yeah, so the tech visa scheme has been going on, and I know quite a number of people who've also come through this scheme, and they've been able to get jobs and settle in. So the thing is, with those jobs that are enlisted on that website, then the thing is, those companies have been mandated to help people even with their visas. So in case you do an interview and you are successful, and the job is something that you want, then you are able to come in and be able to start working in Portugal, and they would help you with the visas and all that kind of thing. So I don't know why my cannot share quite well. One moment more. Yeah, so because I want to show you the list of the jobs that are available, and it seems because this is a PDF, so it looks as if it's not quite opening very well, which is a reason as to why I'm looking to see where how I can maybe just share it. You know what, I'm just going to share it on the comment section so that you guys can see it and make a decision. So what you need to do, once again, I will repeat, is check the list of those companies that are potentially hiring through this scheme. Once you go through the list, and it's for you to do your due diligence, and if you identify a few of the companies, then what you need to do is check them on LinkedIn. Once you check them on LinkedIn, then they would be able to show you exactly what jobs they have listed on LinkedIn or their particular websites. And once you check whatever the job that is relevant to you, then apply for it. Once again, there's no guarantee. You have to shoot your shot as good as you can. And I think I have been able to. Okay, yeah, this should be it. So hopefully it actually opens. Uh, oh, technology sometimes can let you down when you're live, and there's no way to edit and all these kind of things. So it's a bit of a bummer there. So here is the particular website, okay? And so the thing is, this is not okay. Why? Okay. I have tried this so many times. I really, really would want to show you, but it's yeah. Okay, here we go. It should be this one. Okay. So ideally what you want to do is check. There's a list of so many companies right here. Okay. And the list of these companies is really dependent on what agreement and whether the agreement is still valid. So if you see here, we have the company name and when they were certified to give this type of visa, and when this validity of their certification is expiring. So please check this list. It's very relevant so that you can see whether they are still, giving these visas. Most of them you'll see here 2025, 2028, and so on and so forth. So, which means that they are still offering this scheme, and there's quite a load of companies here that would be potentially employing people in the tech world. Okay. Now, another thing that you can also do is to just basically check on LinkedIn, and especially if you're in tech, then apply for a job. One thing for sure is not guaranteed. It really depends on the skill set that you have and whether this is something that they are looking for, and you can apply for that. Now, you can also apply for jobs in Germany as well as in Austria, in the tech world right now. What is happening is that there's loads of lack of people to actually work in this job. So there's lots of jobs that are available within the European continent, and you can check out, depending again, once again, on your field as well as the country that you would want to go into. I've seen lots of people even going to Sweden, even from Kenya. I've seen people moving into Spain, moving into France, and all these being tech jobs. Again, if you have a job that you already have and you can work, from pretty much anywhere, there are schemes that can help you move as a nomad. One of them would be, for example, in Portugal, we do have the D7 visa, where if you're an independent worker, or a D2 visa if you're an independent worker, or depending on exactly what are your parameters. Once again, this is a question that you have to answer yourself, because it is very dependent on an individual. Um, Now, again, we have one other one that I want to share. One last one. This should be the last one, and then I can take all the questions that you guys have. So please let me know, what questions do you have? What questions do you have? Let me know in the comment section. What are you looking to do this year? Have I answered your question along the way today? Believe me, I always receive loads of them. So if I don't answer your question on time, give me some grace. It's just me running things around here. I have my personal life as well. So give me some bit of grace here and there. So I want to share one other last one, which is now known as the EU Talent Pool. And this has been dubbed as the Tinder for jobs in Europe. And this is basically by the EURES. So it's a European Employment Services that is beginning this pilot, basically to match up people with the relevant skills with the right jobs. Now, one thing that you have to know is that usually these jobs are, the first people to be given priority would obviously be within Europe, so European citizens. However, we do have opportunities for you to be able to actually apply for jobs that are within Europe, even if you are outside Europe. Okay, so I'm trying to get the EURES website, and it's giving me a nose here. So the thing is, you would be able to find a job with. Give me 1 second, once again. So you'll be able to find jobs within European continent using this website. So they enlist jobs pretty much very often. And if you're the right candidate for this job, then you can speak with that employer and see whether it's possible for them to help you with the visa process, because it's always the issue about visas, the visa process, and whether you can be able to get a visa to come and work in whichever the European country, country that you prefer. I don't know why the technology today is giving me a run for my money, honestly speaking. I just honestly don't know, because it's not allowing me to share. But we move. Thank you guys for staying on. If you're just joining us right now, you are not late. Thing is, you can always watch this live video much later. You can refer to it. It's going to be on my YouTube. You can always as well share the video with someone if in case this is not something for you. Please go ahead, share the video, don't be shy, share the video, right? Like the video, give me some support over here, because uh, I am pretty much just trying to get myself back on this channel to give you more information as usual and give you the kick that you need. So remember, like I mentioned to you, that this website, this YouTube channel is for information purposes only. So please also do your own research as much as you can. You know what? The EURES website is not allowing me to actually, share it. So unfortunately not, but please go ahead and check it out. It's the EU talent pool that is now a pilot project. It's not yet very much rolled out everywhere, but this is something that you can also check out. Now, I wanted to go ahead and take your questions, because I think we cannot cover it all. It's a lot of information that you would need to know. But I will just repeat this. If you're thinking of moving to study or work in Europe, the first thing that you need to make sure is that your documentation is right. Because if your documentation is not right, then you will find an opportunity and you will be like, okay, I need to apply for this opportunity, yet I don't have my international passport, or maybe I don't have my certificates, or maybe I do not have my transcripts ready, or there's a certain letter that you need, or you need a recommendation letter from someone. So that is the first thing that you need to put right. Your documents. Which documents do you need? Is it maybe for work, or maybe for study, or maybe you are working for a certain company that can second you to move to Europe and get a feel of it? I mean, I honestly do not know because this is dependent on an individual once again. So you need to get your paperwork right first and then make a decision. Do you want to go and study or work? Because sometimes I speak to people and they really don't know exactly what they want to do. So some are just like, you know what, I just want to get out of my country, right? I mean, that is something that is always very common. But you need to be clear on your goals. So, for example, if you're coming to study, maybe your master's, what's the next end goal? Do you want to do a PhD? Do you want to go back to your own country and continue maybe what you used to do before, or maybe you had a project or a program that you are running in own country and you want to get these skills so that you can go ahead and utilize them back in your own country. If you want to move to work, ask yourself, what skill set do you have? Do you need maybe to take a few skills, a few courses here and there? And nowadays we have loads of resources on the internet. We have Coursera, we have Udemy, and so on and so forth. We have YouTube here, which is for free. We have LinkedIn as well, and you can learn any type of course that you possibly would feel that you need. I would say there's a bias, obviously, in the tech world. Um, there's a push and pull in the tech world for sure, because we do have on one hand loads of issues in terms of people getting laid off as well. However, we also do have opportunities that are always appearing, like data analysis, like cybersecurity. We have lots of skill sets that are being sought out after every single time. So, what sets you apart if you're looking to come and work, whether it's in the tech world or any other world, finance, it could be business, it could be marketing, whatever? Answer that question. What sets you apart? Then highlight that on your CV, on any application, and whatever it is that you're looking to come and do in terms of work, highlight that very clearly to an employer. And then the thing is to keep on trying until something happens, because it's not a hit wonder thing. You have to really keep on trying for you to be able to stand at a chance. And I know sometimes it's frustrating. I've seen people say, "Oh, I've applied for enough applications," and it's very frustrating. Yes, I do understand, but you have to keep on trying and refining and using resources that are out there. Listening to people who've possibly done it before, perhaps, and see maybe you did something wrong here, or maybe you did not target this and this company, or maybe it was something that was about your documents. Make the documentation correct. And this goes also for study. So you have to read the fine print as well, so you can have, stand at a good chance, a better chance of, you know, getting a job or going for study and so on and so forth. So I am going to go straight into answer question and answer mode. And I will also be have a little bias of Erasmus, because I have my Erasmus people from Facebook. I do believe if you have any questions, please ask them on the comment section. Still, I do have some bit of time before I end this live stream. So I'm going to go straight to the comment section. I see, all right, hi, I'm not a student, but can I get sponsorship working visa? Absolutely. So if, getting a sponsorship working visa, the thing that I mentioned to you before is that you have to see whether a certain company is going to be able to sponsor your visa. Do not go through agents, and sometimes you get to see all these questions about or worries about, oh, I went through this agent, I've never gotten my visa, my working visa still, and so on and so forth. So be ready to do your own research and do your own groundwork about certain companies, certain agencies. What exactly is it? Speak to people maybe who've moved through, certain jobs or certain agencies, and see what was their experience. Okay, what can you actually learn from the experience that they had? So, if, for example, you're looking for a job that can sponsor your visa, this is something that you need to speak about ahead of time, with a company. For example, you're already doing the interview, but you can also target as well. For example, the scheme that I just spoke about right now, the tech visa scheme in Portugal, you can target as well jobs like, for example, care jobs. Like in the UK, I do know a few agencies that also sponsor visas. Your research, do your own research. Yes, you can definitely get it, but you need to do your own research because it's also dependent on the field of work that you want to go ahead and do. Okay. Yes. Hey, Indra, thank you for information. Yes, you're very, very, very welcome. Everything is clear. Great. All right. Watching from Kenya. Thank you so much. Hi, hi. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. All right. So I have your personal contacts. If possible, please, I want to talk to you. I mean, you can go on my X or on Instagram and check out my link tree where you, if you want to book a consultation, you can definitely book a consultation with me. And I'll be more than happy to speak to you in that basis. However, if because believe me, I get enough requests for people to actually speak to me directly. Unfortunately, I cannot give you my personal contact as of yet until perhaps maybe we've spoken and you have some groundwork done. The thing is, obviously, is I would need to know exactly what you want. You can always send me a DM. I will answer that. You can send me a DM on Instagram mostly, or comment right here. And or if you're listening to this on Facebook, you can leave your comment or your question on the group, and I will be more than happy to answer it. Now, any thoughts on applying for a second undergraduate? Well, yes and no. Because again, it's dependent on you. What do you want to do? Yes, you can apply for a second undergraduate for sure, but it depends on where and what type of course that you want. What are the parameters in terms of the age gap, as well as the course, the country, and so on and so forth. So yes, you can actually apply for a second undergraduate. You can apply for a second master's. I did apply for my second master's when I came for my Erasmus, and one thing that you need to answer yourself: why are you doing this second undergraduate? Or is it something, maybe it's a skill that you want to earn from this second undergraduate? Can you earn this skill from potentially any other place other than doing an undergraduate? Because an undergraduate, once again, is quite a long period of time. Could be 4 years, could be 6 years, depending on what course that you're doing, right? So are you applying for this second undergraduate? Which skill do you want to gain from this undergraduate? Is it something that maybe you can do a short course and earn it from there and leverage on that course, um, maybe for work, or maybe a project that you want to do, or maybe leverage yourself in the marketplace? I don't say no for it, but remember, it's 4 years that you're putting down, okay? And if you can be able to earn this the skill that you want to earn from an undergraduate via a short course, go for the short course, right? If it's a certification that you can pay for, and do the exam and do a certified exam, then go for that as opposed to a second undergraduate degree. Because if you are doing this undergraduate as well, maybe to target for maybe some master's or a PhD course, then what you need to prove to any master's or PhD committee is whether you have the exact skills that they're looking for, and what you write on your statement of purpose and your CV really is what they're looking for. And if you have gained some skills from a short course, and you can show that you actually have been maybe using them and all these kind of things, these are the things that they are looking for. So you do not have to put yourself over another 4 years or 6 years if, for instance, you can get these skills using a short course. That's what I'm trying to say in so many words. Okay, so answer yourself that question, and then you can make the decision for yourself. Obviously, if you feel that the a second undergraduate is something that will set you apart way better than a short course, 100% go for it. So I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm saying think about it. Why do you want to do this? And if you don't do it, what are the, what else would you do? Maybe, or maybe if you think that doing the second undergraduate gives you an edge, go for it. 100%. So answer this question and then you'll be able to know exactly what you would want. Um, okay, are there any safe funding options for tuition or accommodation costs, including bank statement support? I quite didn't get that question actually. So, any safe funding options for tuition or accommodation costs? I don't quite understand whether you are looking for someone who can fund you to get accommodation or tuition. Please elaborate once again. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so on jobs, what should one negotiate for when doing interviews, and or what to look out for when looking at potential employer profiles? What are the most critical things to look out for? Great question, actually. So, what should you negotiate for? One, obviously, would be the terms, especially if, for example, you're moving from your own country and coming into a different country. Some of the things that you would negotiate for, one would be, is this company perhaps maybe offering accommodation? What are the parameters in terms of how long would the accommodation be? Again, how much are they paying you? Obviously, this is something that is very, very, very common. The flexibility of the job. Sometimes, if you are looking into flexibility, is it something that can they consider maybe you working remotely, maybe even as you process your visa? What are their requirements in terms of if you're looking for a visa and it's taking you long, can they allow you to start working remotely as you come into work in the particular country? Most critical things to look out for is the job posts that you will find online. I just cannot with so many scam artists, honestly. So make sure that you're looking for these jobs on the correct website. So what do I mean by the correct websites? Obviously, there's the mainstream websites which are LinkedIn and Indeed and all these kind of things, and obviously the legit company websites usually enlist the careers or the jobs that are available. So one thing to be very, very, very critical about is where are you applying for this job? Is it someone who is asking for so much money and an agent, or I don't know, because nowadays there's loads of and loads and loads and loads of scam. So make sure that you do your background check and see, is this a legit company website? Am I applying for this job maybe on LinkedIn, maybe on Indeed, or maybe it's someone I know who works there who is recommending me, and making sure that you're being recommended using the right email, right? So these are some of the things that you really need to check out for, especially when you're looking for potential employers. And another thing that you can also do is, for example, going on your LinkedIn and checking for headhunters and maybe chatting with them and seeing whether they are able to give you some more information about certain jobs that have been listed on certain company websites. They may or may not, speak to you. However, depending on again how you present yourself, right? So you have to check one, where are you applying for this job? Is it a legit website? In terms of the terms, negotiates pretty much everything in terms of movement. If you're moving from one country to the other, if you're checking about the salary, and if you're checking about things to do with the accommodation situation and settling in situation, most companies will have maybe like relocation packages. So these are some of the things that you really do need to check out. Any pay range that one should have at the back of the minds, and any tips how to negotiate given the difference in salary scales from where one is. Now, one thing that you can check is to see the salary scale of certain companies and certain jobs. Okay, so you can always do your own research. I don't know whether you know this website. It's called Glassdoor, or even on Indeed. So some of the jobs will enlist exactly what is their salary scale. Okay, and you would be able to see what salary you can expect, and what are the parameters in terms of what they're offering in terms of packages and so on and so forth. So this is something that you can always check. And I do believe I'm just trying to share this website. It's called Glassdoor, and you can see what is available for you. So let's see. So you can be able to gauge what salary is a certain company going to offer, depending on you know let's see. I'm just gonna share the glassdoor.com. Okay. And once you check, you can see some of the companies will give you even an overview of what they're going to pay, maybe on websites like Indeed. I've seen the salary scale that they're offering, so you can stay within that salary scale. On even on LinkedIn, some companies enlist exactly how much they're going to be paying, the range or the exact amount as well. So that is one of the things that you can use. The other thing that you can use is in terms of your experience. So you can leverage, maybe you have like 5 years experience or 3 years experience, or you can leverage in terms of the experience that you have. And you can also leverage in terms of maybe if you're moving from one country to the other, you can negotiate in terms of that. Um, be very open minded, however, because if it's in an interview situation, you can always ask first, what is your budget? And then you can be able to play around with things like that, and see what amount you potentially could ask for. Always ask for the net sometimes, because if you don't know the the tax regimen of a certain country, then always ask for the net amount first. Okay. All right. So I was looking for the other questions that Erasmus people were asking. But I see one question here. So please, are all the Erasmus Mundus programs fully funded? Yes, 100% fully funded. However, we do have opportunities for you to actually also do a self-funded program. So with Erasmus as well. So what happens is that in case you do not qualify for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, then you have the opportunity to do a self-funded program, and you can apply for an Erasmus program on a self-funded basis. This application period usually varies. It can be maybe just right after the scholarship application period is over, and you can check that out on again the official program website. Okay. What are the jobs you can do as a student under the Erasmus Mundus program? This is very dependent once again on the country that you're going into. So now, if for example you have an Erasmus program maybe that is running in France, Spain, Germany, for instance, then it is again dependent on the immigration situation in that particular country. So, for example, you might go into France and they say that you're not even allowed to work, or even in Germany that you're not even allowed to work as you study because of the type of visa that you have been given as a student. Now, if you go to a certain country and they allow you to work, maybe you go to a country, for example, like in Austria, they will maybe give you like 5 hours working, maybe 5 hours per day, or it could be like a minimum of, I think, 20 hours per week, I believe, that you could potentially work, right? So, what kind of jobs could you do? Perhaps you could do some small jobs in the university. You can talk to your supervisor or the coordinator your university or your faculty and see what type of jobs are available, maybe that you could do on the side, making sure that these jobs are not against the time that you're actually supposed to be doing your program, because it's very strict when it comes to Erasmus, and there's a lot of reading that comes with it. So, you can check out this with your faculty as well as your program coordinator and see what type of jobs maybe that would be within the university. Okay. If it's outside the university, then you can check out maybe for small consultation jobs, or maybe even like things to do with working in as a waiter or working as a bartender, as long as maybe it's not against the time that you need to be in your faculty studying. It can be really anything that you are willing to do, as long as one, the residence card that you're holding is allowing you to actually do that work, okay? And also your program is allowing you to do that, because some programs do not allow you to even work. So it depends. It really, really is dependent on several things: the country you're in, the program, the amount of hours that you are allowed to work if you're on a student visa, and the type of work you also are willing to do. Okay, you could potentially also maybe have maybe like an online job that you used to do in your own country, and maybe you can be able to do it as you study. Then as long as, again, you're not against the Erasmus program and the contract that you sign, you're not going over and beyond the time that you need to be in class, or you need to be doing your projects or your assignments, etc. Then this is very dependent. So they can be ranging from university jobs, consultancy jobs, jobs that you have been doing online already, jobs in the restaurants, jobs in the bars, jobs in various places. Maybe you're teaching a language, etc. So you can pretty much have loads of jobs that you could potentially do. Now, I had a few questions here which were about Erasmus and when they open. Again, I think I already answered that. It was about the general requirements that I will tackle as one question and maybe end this live video, because we're already 1 hour, 20 minutes in. So what are the general requirements of for you to apply for an Erasmus program? So if you're listening to this on Facebook, this information is for you. I do hope that I answer this question once and for all. Okay, so what you need to apply for Erasmus, you definitely do need your bachelor's certificate. And if you have not yet graduated, or you're just about to graduate, what you can do is speak to the coordinator of the program that you're interested in and let them know that, hey, you know what, I am just about to graduate. I will graduate on this date, and I can be able to offer this certificate by that particular date. If, for example, that program would have already closed for applications, then you can tell them that, hey, I want to give the certificate at this and this date. Okay. The other thing that you do need is your transcripts. You also do need to have a recommendation letter or letters, depending on the program. You would also need to have your residence certificate. This residence certificate is something that you can get from maybe your area chief or a lawyer or an employer. You would also need to have your what they call statement of purpose, which is the make or break for your application. So your statement of purpose is pretty much a statement that gives an overview of why you, why you among all other applicants, which is something that I've also spoken about on this channel. Check out a video that I have done on how to write your statement of purpose. You also do need your CV. It is preferred for it to be on Europass format. I've also spoken about how to write your CV on a Europass format on this particular channel. And again, also, you would also need to have, your application form that you can find on the program website. And basically, that is it. What you need to do is to make sure also that the deadlines are, good to go. Or one thing that I forgot, sorry, is maybe an English language test. So it is very dependent on program. Some programs might be very, very, very strict in terms of getting an English language test. However, you can also ask for a waiver from any Erasmus program to give you a waiver of the English language test, perhaps maybe because you learned your undergraduate using English and so on and so forth. So in place of that, you can maybe offer a letter from your university saying that you actually studied in English. So this is some of the things that you actually do need. All the information, once again, is on the program website. All of it. All of it. You don't need to go asking someone else outside. Everything is on the program website and you can be able to check it out. And I've spoken about this quite a lot of times, but I would need to keep repeating it so that you can understand that all the information is on the program website next to the acronym of the program. And you can basically just take your time to scroll through and see which program is it that is relevant for you, and take advantage of that. If you're not ready right now, take your time and apply for it. Come this year in October. Take your time to give, check all the documents, like have all the documents in place. Take your time to, maybe ask a few people who've gone through the program, what do you need? What are the, ways to write a statement of purpose? What do you need to highlight on your CV? And so on and so forth. Now, I do have lots of information that I would want to share. However, the time is up for this live video so that it's not too long and you're overwhelmed. So if you're listening to this much later, please feel free to leave your comment. I would like to thank all my audience on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here. Once again, I would hope to keep on having more videos on this channel. So please make sure you can share this video, subscribe. If you feel that you would want to support this channel as well, you can join in the membership of this channel. And you can also as well support me in anyhow way that you would feel. How you would want to support me, really, it's on my description box right there. So feel free. It's very open. It's not obligatory. Honestly speaking, I am happy to share this information every single time. So I would hope that you shoot your shot this year if you want to move to study or work. Do your own groundwork. That is all I can tell you. You have to keep reading, reading, reading. You have to keep asking people, the right people. Check out information that has been shared out there, and get all of it in line so that by the time you are applying for anything, you have all the right information that you need. I do hope that this video has been of help to you, honestly speaking, giving you the right pick. Once again, to highlight that I am not an immigration lawyer, neither am I an immigration agent. So I cannot be able to help you apply for a visa or apply for a job, or I cannot guarantee anything. I'm just here to give you information. So please do not shoot the messenger. Be nice, okay? So, anyways, it's been amazing hanging out with you guys. And I do hope that you have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you're listening in from. Thanks for hanging out, and goodbye.